Hi, I'm Shmuel Diamond and welcome to Wisdom of Photography. This week we're looking at a few pictures over here. First we're going to start with this picture. Just the difference between using flash and not using flash. You can see also that we've used a very small aperture, which has allowed us this starburst. I also got myself in a situation where the sun was slightly covered. Starburst works better when you're dealing with a smaller source of light, which means to cut off the sun a little bit to turn it into a smaller, so to speak, a smaller orb of light is going to allow for a more striking starburst. But I wanted to show you how, with all the fancy footwork and this and that, that sometimes the light levels are just balanced. This was at the same, this image was taken a minute later, and we can see that by metering over here we end up with a lovely blue sky. Just sometimes you don't have to jump through hoops to get the great shot. Here's just a quick image to show you. Obviously it's quite dark here. I was zooming. This was taken at a 20th of a second, which is a good speed if you want to zoom during an image using the flash. They're not going to win any awards for this picture, but it's nice. It's interesting. Could be cropped maybe a little bit more, something like that. A little bit more intense there. That's a much better shot. We've frozen the image with the flash and we've zoomed out during the shot, which has allowed for these very cool kind of streaky lines. Okay, this is just a quick note for this image. Try and do, obviously the umbrella destroys everything. We've got, this was potentially a nice shot, could be, but this umbrella from our assistant here is really destroying everything. Do not ignore things like that. Do not think that, I'll take the picture and it's going to be okay, what can I do? This picture leaves a kind of wah, wah, wow kind of feeling in the viewer, especially if it's their wedding, and all they'll look at is think, this is, the umbrella's a little annoying. So either if you take the picture, we're going to have in mind to delete that out, but usually that's not practical. So try and think of another way to minimize this umbrella or something like that in the situation. This is just a quick example of, by moving the light from being a flat light from the side to moving the light above coming down, we've created a very different kind of image. Which one you prefer, that's up to you, but at least I've left myself with the options. This is a nice example here of making the most of profiles, of interesting lines. The difference between this shot here, where her face is hidden by the dark background, and this shot here where her face, her profile was put into the right place, which has allowed us to just see that very strong line, makes the world of difference. If we were to crop this image here a little bit more, something like this. Let me just change it a little bit. Something more like this. You have quite a strong image. That's a nice shot. I like that shot. And here just a very straight pose. These are straight people, good straight people. Just a very straight and symmetrical pose. This is the three generations, the grandson, the bar mitzvah boy, the father and the grandfather. If his arm was perfectly representing the line from his arm, as in just perfectly straight, that would make it a little bit stronger, but as it is, it's a nice shot. This is also another image, very easy to do. I just have my assistant standing over here on the left side with a weakish flash. I waited. This isn't just a coincidence that we can see everybody's face. These people were probably moving backwards and forwards during the shot. The boy was my center of focus, my point of focus. And we have grandfathers and even a great grandfather over there. Using a very shallow depth of field, we've got great story being told. We've got so much depth. Everything's lit nicely. Some ambient light creeping in. Nice story. This is a nice shot. Okay, good. Please don't forget to subscribe and pass this on to anybody else you think it might be relevant to. All the best.